Good Wednesday evening, everyone. It is weather for Weather Geeks time. Thanks to everyone who showed up for the Facebook chat I did on the Storm Tracker 21 page at 7:30 this evening. Lots of really nice questions, good questions about severe weather and about weather in general, so I appreciate everyone who showed up for that. Our weather today was awfully nice, and again, despite a relative lack of sunshine, we had some breaks of sun here and there, but it never was bright and sunny today. But despite that, 64 degrees this afternoon, about 15, 16 degrees above average. It was well above average all throughout eastern Ohio and into western parts of PA. This evening it's still warm locally. It's interesting, I pointed this out last evening, how we would get this front sagging south of Lake Erie late today and dropping the temperature up near the lakeshore. You go from about 60 in Cortland to 54 in Kinsman to 39 in Ashtabula. And over towards Erie, it's 38 degrees. And the lakeshore over towards Cleveland is also much, much cooler. Up in Cuyahoga County, you go from 60 in Bedford Heights to 45 in downtown Cleveland, 40 over in Westlake. So that front is just sort of wobbling around parts of the far northern part of Ohio and into northwest PA and into southwest New York as well. So that's kind of an interesting feature. But yeah, here locally, we're still close to 60 here at this mid-evening hour across our viewing area. Well, quite a temperature contrast out in the middle of the country this evening. 82 in Tulsa, and you hop over to Dodge City, it's 40. Whopper of a storm system. This produced 11 straight hours of blizzard conditions in Denver this afternoon. They shut down the airport, actually this morning and this afternoon, I should say. Easily a foot of snow and just horrendous conditions in the Denver area earlier on today. This is a pretty strong low-pressure system that's coming east. It's got a cold front associated with it down here. It's a warm front up here. Thankfully, the weather locally, because of this system, will never be severe. But we are going to be dealing with some raindrops in about 24 hours as this whole mess comes to the east. So tomorrow, now the front looks a little slower than it did 24 hours ago, so I think we're going to squeeze in a lot of the daylight hours with dry weather tomorrow. And as a result, temperatures are off to the races. We're talking upper 60s tomorrow afternoon. The timing of the showers suggests 6 to 8 p.m. as a start time on average. Could be a thunderstorm mixed in as well. Be dealing with these scattered showers throughout the course of the evening. Now, as we go to Friday morning, even though our RPM model here is not showing much, I think there could be a rain or even a wet snow shower around for parts of Friday morning as the colder air wraps in. And temperatures Friday basically go nowhere, holding steady in the lower 40s or even gently falling back into the upper 30s during the daylight hours on Friday. Hang on to the clouds all day Friday, just not a very nice day Friday, especially compared to tomorrow. But the payoff is going to be a beautiful weekend. Saturday looks great. As high pressure drifts off to our north, we should have a nice bright and sunny Saturday afternoon. It'll be a beautiful sunset Saturday evening. Rainfall totals, there's some variance in the modeling here. The European has about an inch. The RPM and the NAM are closer to a quarter of an inch. GFS kind of about a half an inch. I think a half an inch is a decent average as far as what to expect out of this Thursday evening into the overnight Thursday night. Not concerned about severe weather locally. Decent chance in the slight risk area down here across Kentucky, Tennessee, into Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, in the yellow area. The low risk gets up into western and central Ohio, but again, while we might hear a rumble of thunder tomorrow evening in a few spots, not really concerned about severe weather. Might be some briefly gusty winds with any thunderstorms that manage to crop up. Quick look at the next 10 days. It's a warm pattern through the end of March. April's a little different, but through the end of March, it's a warm pattern. Friday's going to be about 30 degrees cooler than tomorrow, but then look at the fast rebound over the weekend. And Easter Sunday now, trending warmer. I think we're well into the 60s on Sunday and maybe even flirting with 70. And then we will fall back closer to average early next week, but then we'll get a nice rebound again during the middle of the week. I think next weekend, as we head into that first weekend of April, the pattern is going to start to favor more and more chilly air across the eastern two-thirds of the country. Back here in the short term, again, Saturday's beautiful. Sunday for Easter Sunday services in the morning, no problems. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds. Clouds will increase Sunday afternoon. The GFS here is one of the faster models in bringing in the rain by Sunday evening. European's quite a bit farther back, like this. If the European has the right idea, we're dry until Sunday night. But even in the worst case scenario, if the GFS has the right idea, it doesn't rain probably until maybe about dinner time Sunday evening. And then since the GFS is faster, it shoves the rain out of here by daybreak Monday. European model, which I'm not showing here, suggests it rains into Monday, at least morning and midday. So we've got our forecast challenges ahead of us for the very end of the weekend and into Monday as well. Another word about the longer range here. This is the 10 to 15 day outlook on the climate model. A lot of cold air building across Canada, into the plain states, and into the Midwest, and this is coming south and east. I suspect the climate model's not showing the anomalies quite far south and east enough. So I think the first several days of April, while there might be a mild day mixed in, are going to average pretty chilly. You look at the European model here. This is the 31st, last day of March. Warm weather in the east. But then just like flipping a switch as we head into April, abnormally cool weather settling down out of Canada and dumbbelling around an area of low pressure up around Hudson Bay. So I would look for some pretty chilly days to kick off April. I don't even want to say yet if we're done seeing snowflakes. There might be a couple Friday morning. And there could be snowflakes in this type of a pattern. Probably no snowstorm or anything. But wet snowflakes, a possibility, depending on the situation. Even early into April, and that's nothing unusual. A lot of times we see trace amounts of snow into the second or even third week of April around here. So that remains to be seen. Thank you for watching the Wednesday Night Weather for Weather Geeks. More geeky action coming your way tomorrow evening on my weather blog, on your Storm Tracker 21 app, and on WFMJ.com/weather.